Iran, do you believe the president acted appropriately when he ordered a drone strike on the Iranian general? If not, why not? If so, do you believe he should have informed the relevant members of Congress prior to executing that operation? And we will start with Dr. Gardner.
So first off, no. I do not believe that was appropriate action. There was no indication and no evidence of an immediate threat to American lives, American safety, or our country. And so that was a gross overstep on our executive branch's power. Second part of the question?
Well, it was, if so, do you believe he should have informed Congress in advance?
Yes, we need to have an actual rebuilding of appropriate procedures and communication in D.C. on all levels. There are co-equal branches of government for a reason. There was absolutely no reason for his personal attorney to be informed of this airstrike ahead of the Speaker of the House. Regardless of whatever relationships you might have in D.C., we have a Constitution that protects the three branches of government's power such that we have a true democracy. And with that overstep, President Trump showed his scorn for the American democratic process.
Thank you. Mr. Collins.
Of course, I don't have access to the intelligence about this person and how dangerous he was. It was an imminent threat, or was it just a bad guy? If we go around killing just bad guys, we're going to be pretty busy. Yes, I think Congress should be involved in all these decisions, and it's unacceptable that we're not. Thank you.
Dr. Aberhart.
You know, there are laws of war. It doesn't matter what we do. There are laws of war. You have the Geneva Convention, you know, that has oversight. You have NATO that has oversight. As it pertains to the president's action and in regards to the general that was assassinated, yes, that was an overstep. Congress, not the Gang of Eight, Congress, the House, should have been notified, and they should have definitely went through those proper procedures to award and also give approval for that the action to take place. You know, as we look at the actions of Congress, that is their duty. I totally agree with the War Powers Act. It should be, you know, reinstituted, and more so, you know, that needs to be follow-up, because anything that we do, there's accountability. American soldiers and sailors and Marines and airmen, they're not toy soldiers. These are real people who put their lives on the line every day. And they don't have a problem with doing it because, again, they're going to do what they're told when they're told, despite how they may feel, and especially when our leadership gives them the order to do it.